Down here at the Menard Donut Shop and got to see a lot of interesting people from Menard. George Saltmeyer, Bill Doyle, who's very interesting, I think. John Niffen, who certainly is very interesting. Oop, and a new Menard person.
Jay Hawkins.
So glad to meet you.
Absolutely.
So this interview is at the request of my youngest son, Joe Hough, who, when Joe was a little boy, like in elementary, Carlton and Barbara were so good to take Joe and all the younger boys to baseball, football games and stuff. And Joe would always come home and tell me he told y'all a dirty joke. And I was just horrified, but we lived through it. So Carlton, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born over in Kimball County. My dad lost his ranks during the Depression and started the first grade in London. And we moved to Menard to try to make a living, and it was the first few years were tough. But I remember specifically we lived across the street from Ranch House Meat and Krill Ranch House. And I can remember on July the 5th, 1938, Mr. Huss, the West Texas utility man, calling my mother and saying, Mr. Kothmann, you and the boys better leave because the river's coming down Main Street. And so we waited, held hands and waited out, and that was on July the 4th, I believe, 1938. And then the next day, my dad got us rooms in the hotel, and I remember looking out toward the Veterans Memorial and down the street, and two men come in a boat down Main Street, but they got afraid about the time they got the motor coming in, and they jumped out of the boat, and the boat just kept going. But that's one of my earliest experiences.
Was that the worst flood, you think, that you saw?
It's the worst flood since 1899. It's supposed to be a bigger flood, but that's in our lifetime.
Yeah.
That's the largest flood we've had.
I know we've had a lot since we moved here in '71, and some came down Main Street.
That was a bigger one.
I've seen pictures. So let's see, you're married to Barbara Rue, used to be Cannon.
Yes.
Y'all have 3 boys, and Barbara Rue and I always said we belong to the 3-boy club. But we lived through it. So how are your boys today? Everyone would be interested.
Well, I've got 3 sons. Eric lives here and got a business here, and I got a veterinary son that just sold his practice at Boulevard out of San Antonio.
Oh.
And I've got a geology son in Midland. I've got 7 grandsons and 3 granddaughters.
That's wonderful.
One of the grandsons is going to be here in the morning. Lance is going to be here in the morning because he's going to drive up from Houston, go to bed, and after he gets off work, get up 1 o'clock and head this way.
Well, that's the best time to drive, I'm sure.
That's the best time to drive.
So your mother was a Wooten, and
Yeah, she was raised in Kimball County. She was Wooten.
Right.
And after, like I said, my dad had a livestock business here, and I went off to A&M, and later came back. My brother and I started a feedlot, a lamb feedlot, and got to be pretty good size at one time.
Certainly was. I know Joe worked in the summer with the sheep. He always came home smelling so wonderful at lunch. Ruined our dinner, but he loved Bertha because almost every day she baked those boys brownies or something to eat.
But my youngest son had already gone to A&M and he'd gone to take agricultural economics, and he came home from the feedlot one day after it had been raining and it's muddy and shoveling wet feed and all, and he said, if my daddy thinks I'm going to do this the rest of my life, he's crazy. I'm going back to A&M and change my major to geology.
Well,
that was a good move.
That certainly was, and he was certainly a handsome little boy, the cutest little kid. He and Ginger Nasworthy would not quit talking in the first grade when I substituted.
He and Ginger, they both were pretty good little league players, and they had a girl play at the time. Ginger wasn't it?
Right.
And they had an agreement that they would not strike out the other one.
Oh,
They were
really?
pitched, and Ginger hit a home run.
Oh, no. I remember those days. Well, I think I'm fixing to lose my battery, but thank you so much for talking to me.
Well, I appreciate you, a short interview here.
Okay.